Amish Matchmakers. We help Amish singles find godly spouses, create epic marriages, and develop a legacy that is rooted in faith and freedom. So glad you're here this morning and welcome back. I know y'all had a busy weekend and it's good to have you here. Oh man, not quite sure what's going on with TikTok. Unfortunately, they're saying that I have suspicious activities. I'm not sure what that means. But oh well, we're back on YouTube and Facebook this morning and glad to be here. Thanks to the men that are joining me. This is the men's edition where we help you. Seriously, we want to help you to find love, keep it, make it epic. And this is our heart, my heart, to see you succeed as men out there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off, TikTok because it's not sending it to any viewers. Like 0 viewers are on right now, or at least, yeah, that's kind of silly. All right, sorry, give me a second. Technical difficulties. Goodbye, TikTok, I guess. It's weird. I'm not quite understanding the TikTok platform. I should find out from someone or get some advice from someone because the TikTok platform is strange. I haven't quite figured out how to work it and why it restricted us now on TikTok for suspicious activity because we tell people advice, I guess. I don't know. All right. Well, what does it look like for this week? I'm excited about this week to talk to you. Let's see. How are we going to do this week? That's the one part that I have not navigated through yet because it is holiday week. For those of you celebrating, maybe you celebrated Hanukkah or maybe you celebrate Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. It is amazing to have a beautiful holiday season and to get to celebrate Christmas with you is awesome. We put up a tree this year. Some years we don't. Feeling very festive this year. My wife, my daughter, and mother-in-law, my mom too as well, loves Christmas, loves the holiday seasons. I appreciate it very much. It was fun doing a little bit of even shopping for some friends and some family, and just we're gonna do a little Christmas Eve gathering together as family. Hey, happy birthday, whoever that is. I'm not sure who that is, but we can say happy birthday to you. Thanks for joining me here this morning. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Jesse. And as you're jumping on, if you want to tell us who you are, that's great. Good to see your name. Some of you have your emails up here or have your YouTube names, but if you want to tell us your real name, that'd be great. We'd love to say happy birthday to you, whoever you are. I only see your screen name, which says JHoppo1. I don't know who that is, but happy birthday. And it is a great day, a great morning to start the week. I love Mondays to kind of set the tone for the week. We have some trainings where we talk about relationships, and we're going to help you to have. We're gonna tell you some skills or give you some skills this week. So if you're open to joining me, Genevieve, okay, welcome and good morning, Genevieve, and happy birthday to you. I'm glad you said your name. You're going to have a good day. Yes, you are. Hi, have a good day. Thanks for the positive comments. It's nice to get on here in the early morning. Some of you I know are maybe in Europe and it's still nighttime over there or, later in the day, depending on where you are. But yeah, good to see the positive comments this morning. But this morning, we are going to talk about finding love and what things will bring love. And what I want to talk about is your identity. We got into it a little bit last week, but I also wanted to help you create what we call your MVP. your mission, vision, and peculiar. Why are you here? What's your purpose? And what does it look like? What is that vision of you as a person in your best identity? And then what's special and unique about you? As we create, as you're able and we help you to create your MVP, we believe that will help you to create a strong identity in who you are becoming. Notice I said becoming. You're not necessarily there yet, not necessarily um, that person yet that you see in your vision, but you're becoming that. That's the beautiful thing. Who do you want to become? And as you walk in that, it is very powerful to have it developed in you. And so, thank you again this morning for those of you jumping on here. I love seeing comments and being able to see different ones. It's birthday, Genevieve's birthday this morning, so giving her a shout out and saying hello. Um, and also those jumping on, making some great comments. God loves you, man. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. If that's some Richard, something is Richard Zapata. Hey, Richard Zapata. My name is Carlos Campos. So welcome and glad you could join us this morning. We are known as the Amish Matchmakers, my wife and I, and 80 to 90% of our clientele, 80%, I think it is 70 or 80, something like that, around 80 actually, are from the Anabaptist and Amish and Mennonite background. And so they have that culture in them, and we get the opportunity of working with them. There is no Amish culture in Chantellery. It's just a reputation because we helped the Amish to get over, matter of fact, over 20 couples. And yeah, like 80% of them, if not, yeah, I think almost all of them out of the over 20 couples in the last 5 years, we have helped to mash them up and bring them together and help them mentor them to have come together and get engaged and then have an epic marriage, developing those skills and constantly working on those skills. But this week, one of the skills that we have three core activities that we teach people to help them have an epic um, relationships and then that develop into engagement, that develops into marriage, that develops into their legacy, right? It's a flow, it's a development. We believe that it is best to work on the individual. Even when we help couples that are married already, we work with them on their individual identity first, their identity in the Father, Papa God, as we call him, as I love to call him, Abba, Father, um, Papa. And, it's interesting, even Yeshua himself said when he prayed, he said, when the disciples asked him, well, how do we pray? He said, Our Father. I think that's a key element. And I hope that you will begin to know him as Father, as Abba. It's really powerful when you know him that as Father. So today I'm going to talk to you about identity and why you are so valuable. And oftentimes we hear about people that don't know Papa as a father, but also they don't value themselves. We've answered the question over the years. People that are single feeling like, or even people that are married, they don't even like themselves, let alone love themselves. And how do I learn to love myself if I don't like myself? And then they understand that God don't make no junk, but they feel like lesser than, and they feel like they're lonely. Those that are alone and don't have a husband or a wife, and or oftentimes we come across those who are just really have the feeling of, am I broken, or is there something, what's wrong with me, and why am I even still single, or why do I feel so alone even though I'm married? Right? We have these things come up in people's marriages. We have things come up in people that are with single, and the lack of valuing yourself. And I'm just curious if you've ever felt that way, the lack of valuing yourself. Drop a comment, drop an emoji, a thumbs up, saying, yeah, I get it. I felt that way. Because this week I want to address your identity. And again, I don't know exactly how the schedule is going to work. I am flying to um, California and then going to Mexico for to visit the orphans this week on Christmas Day, as a matter of fact. And so, with that said, yeah, 5 a.m. in California is actually 2 a.m. So 3 hour difference. It's a lot earlier there in California. So either I don't go to bed and I do the video with you guys and I go to bed. No, I'm kidding. I don't know how I'm going to do it. This week, I'll probably actually take off the week and get up in the morning. I definitely want to get up in the morning and join you guys, but it'll probably be more like 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and more like 7 o'clock just because of travel. 7 o'clock California time, meet you guys, and then I will get to work and talk to you about what's happening with my planning, because I'm going to be there working on things for the company, working on things for my personal life, and just launching my year and prepping and planning for a great year. 2026 is going to be awesome. The year that we have dunamis, love, and a sound mind. Seriously. Dunamis, love, and self-discipline. Dunamis, love, self-control. Confidence, courage, love, and mastering our emotions. This is the year of those three items that we want to totally just become really, really amazing at. And okay, identity. How do we create the best identity? Well, first we have to value ourselves. That's what it comes down to. Do you love yourself? Do you like yourself? Can you again, I see some are still with us. Give me a thumbs up, letting me know that you are with me, and that you have at times felt like, man, I don't feel very valuable today. Maybe you're not feeling valued. And hey, thank you guys for your thumbs up and for your interactions here. It does help to know someone's here, that people are still supporting and here. All right, we're going to talk about the four faces of Papa God. Now, when I say the four faces of Papa, it is referred to in Ezekiel. It's referred to in Revelation as well. I love studying the Word, studying the Bible, and when I study the Word, I see in the Old Testament or the Torah gets confirmed in what they call the New Testament. I believe it's all just the Word, and the Word is living and alive and well and doing amazing. And so we're going to study some different faces of the Father, of Papa, um, of the God of Isaac, Jacob, and Israel. And why we're going to study these faces is because they are different personality types. I truly believe that you can connect them to different personality types. And I'm going to go through them with you today because I believe that this is going to show you that all these are in you, because in the Word, God said He created them. We are created. We will create them in our image. And so, what is his image, though? Well, he chose to take on the image of, in Ezekiel and Revelation, the image of the eagle, the lion, the ox, and man. Well, we know that if you want to call it, some say the Godhead, some say Trinity, three in one, however you believe, or whatever you call it. If maybe you don't even believe in that, but we've got God the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. I believe it's a perfect and beautiful picture of the family. So then we got mother, father, and child, right? Beautiful picture of the family. I do believe that the spirit does represent the more feminine and spiritual. And so we've got the eagle, lion, ox, and then face of man. Four faces represented in Ezekiel and Revelation. And what I believe is the three personalities come that shape the face of man, but the man also has their own unique identity. That's why God is actually saying, look, you're that important. That man has been, man or woman. When I say man, it's the generic man represented by human. The face of God was represented by eagle, lion, ox, and human. Good to say human, because again, it's not about gender. It's really about humanity being represented there. And so if that is the face he chose, we connect the lion or excuse me, the eagle to the queen of the air and the Holy Spirit. We connect the lion to the child, the son that's represented in the three. And then we connect the ox to Father, Abba, Papa. And the three faces there representing different, I believe, different kinds of personalities that come out in people. And as we go through this, hopefully you'll see it and hopefully you'll understand it and embrace it. And then know that these are strengths that need to be improved. You're going to find some of these strengths that you're like, yeah, that's not me. Well, it's in you though. It's in you. It's in your DNA. Because why? Because the Father and his representation in those faces are in your DNA. He said it. So it's real, it's true that he said he created us in his image. So his image is very important for us to understand what images he chose, and they're very powerful and distinct when you learn and understand the images of the eagle, lion, and the ox. All right. So we're going to go through those this week and help you to see and create your best MVP can be created based on seeing the faces and knowing what those strengths those faces have, not only in just how they respond, how they are, what they represent, but also even in communication and different types of communication that can be represented through the faces. It's going to be a fun journey. Hopefully you'll stick with me this week. And again, it's probably going to be at different times. It's not going to be at 5 a.m. Because I will be in California. But I do intend during the weekdays to continue on with this. Continue to bring a message daily for you to connect into. And if you'd like that, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. You might have to watch the recording if you're on the East Coast because it might be later in the day. Or maybe you'll be off work because of the holidays. I know that's what I'm doing. I'm traveling to Mexico, loving and supporting some orphans and spending some good quality time with them, and also planning for the year, getting some time away and actually alone. I appreciate alone time and just really getting connected with the Father and really hearing his voice and planning for the year. So, all right, let's talk about first the eagle, represented by the Holy Spirit. And there's not a particular order of what we're going to go through. It just happens to be on top of my notes. The eagle and represents vision, revelation, and being able to see the best future. And we all, every face as well that's represented has a very powerful verse that is like their core verse, the verse that really represents and speaks well to that, and even helps you to see the importance and the benefits of vision. Where there is no vision or revelation, the people perish. All right. Where there is no vision, the people perish. And that is Proverbs 29:18. Vision isn't hype, it's direction. And without it, people will drift. It's real, it's true. I will tell you so many times in life, in business, where there wasn't a vision, people begin to perish and people don't begin to not believe. It's powerful when a man has a vision and a thing that he can articulate and tell you where he's going and how he's going to go there. That's very powerful. The how will come up a little bit later with the ox, because the ox holds the keys in this, the plan and the strategy for moving forward, the daily grind and the plan and strategy that it takes to get there. But it's interesting because we have to have the vision. We have to have the one that says, I can see the future. I can draw it out. I'll never forget coming to Georgia. It took us 2 years to get here, but my wife saw the vision of it first, and she literally drew out the property that we actually then, now fast forward, purchased, built 2 homes on. We bought it with 1 home, and then we've now added 2 more homes onto this property in 5 years. We got here in 2020. We didn't actually buy the property when we first got here. We looked at several different properties and then came back to this property here in Social Circle and settled on it here in Walton County. And it was just super powerful to get to that place. But we first had the vision. And it wasn't even me that had the vision first and foremost. It was my wife, Chantel. And I'm excited for you to get to hear that story. We will be probably jumping on a little bit early. I know we're jumping around, but we got some schedules this week we have to keep. And so we're doing that a little bit earlier today. So my time and interview with Chantel will probably be, instead of being at 7:30, we'll probably be a little closer to 7. So we can complete and finish by about 7:30. Again, schedule constraints, new things we have to do this week that came up. We adapt, but we're still going to bring it. So vision is a beautiful thing to have, and without it, you will perish. And what's interesting is like everyone who's creating their best identity for their business, for their life, for their relationships, for their marriage, for their family, for their legacy. If you want to have an epic business, an epic identity, personal identity, you will consider vision. It matters. And, people that don't have vision tend to flounder around. It's just the facts. It's scientifically proven that when you have a vision and you can see something and envision it, then you can move towards it better. Your body and your mind and your spirit all come together in unity. That creates unity as a vision. Every powerful leader in the Bible would speak in a visionary tone and in a visionary way. Even Yeshua himself, Jesus himself, spoke of a future of love and honor and blessing and a future with the Father, right? He came that we may know the Father. And it's super powerful. Moses, the future of freedom and being out from amongst the ruler of Egypt and what it would look like to go to the promised land. Like that was his vision and communication of that vision. And so the eagle is super important. That face and the eagle being at 10,000 feet can see other eagles from, I believe it's 10 miles. I have a whole study I did on eagles. But today I'm going to be going through the verses. So Proverbs 29 and 18, vision is not hype. It helps to give us direction. And without it, it's real. People drift. So Habakkuk, oh, that is hard to describe or say. Chapter 2, verses 2 and 3 talks about write the vision, make it plain. Though it linger, wait for it. Like it's important to write down your vision. And we often tell people the best strategy and skill that you could do in writing down that vision is to include emotions, include all the senses, because the more you can articulate the senses and the emotions and describe it with colors and smell and taste and feel and all the different things you can describe well, the more it will become alive. If you can describe it well, it will come alive to you. So then it's awesome to see how important it is to write it down. You can find that in Habakkuk, again, chapter 2, verses 2 and 3. And then also a third verse that represents well the eagle and vision is Ephesians 1. Chapter 1, verses 17 and 18. God may give you the spirit of wisdom and revelation, having the eyes of your heart enlightened. Again, being able to see and being able to have revelation and understanding and then be able to describe it. This is the power of vision and the power of seeing yourself in your best confident self will bring you to better, more epic life. We love and help people to have an epic life. That's our goal. That's our target, to help you to have freedom and a deeper level of faith and connection to the Father. So eagle, the vision is a spiritual sight. Seeing actually what Papa is creating in you and developing you and what he's saying about you is really important, because really what happens as we get to know the Father more and know him as Abba, know him as a Papa, and instead of God that rules over us and lords over us and punishes us every time we step out of line. That is not my Papa. That is not my Father. What he wants to do is actually, he says, we see throughout scripture, I am a friend of God, right? And we see how that connection with the disciples with Yeshua, as Yeshua was a representation of the Father in the flesh, so that you may know him and feel him and feel his love and all the miracles and the connections that he had while he was on earth. And then how his example of love and sacrifice is super powerful. And then he was willing to give up his life so that we could connect to the Father, and that restoration to a Father, instead of thinking that we are, have this relationship with God who is scary and, like I said, just, you know, punishes us if we step out of line. No, he's a good, good Father who wants to love us well and connect with us on a very deep level. As a matter of fact, he says, take my yoke. Are you willing to receive it? Because he wants to yoke with you, the God of the heavens and the earth, the God of creation, all creation, beginning and the end. He is a powerful Papa, and he wants to yoke with you. That's amazing. Let's just pause for a second and think about that. What a good Father that is, to yoke up to you. He is almighty, powerful Father, Papa, and he wants to yoke. The yoke, if you understand, if you've ever studied the yoke, it is like a wooden beam that connects to and allows you to do better work together, allows you to plow the fields in a literal sense with the oxen. We're going to get to them later on this week. Right now, I want to focus on the eagle. But what's so powerful is to envision and see and know that he is a good Father. He's a good, good Father. He is Abba. He is Papa, who wants to yoke with you, connect, and then do the work with you. That's not him, being in control. If that was the case, he would just say, well, yeah, Father, just, take the reins and I'll just sit in the wagon and you pull me where you want to go. No, he wants to yoke with you. He literally says that. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. He wants to bring and show you how you can walk a life of love and peace and joy, and show you the way of walking in the fruits of the Spirit, the fruits of the visionary, the eagle. And you're wondering, how do you tie this to personality? Well, first of all, I believe that women have that ability more natural when they have estrogen in them, when they have the chromosomes that create them, make them a woman at birth, and they are that they in that process, in that DNA, they have a more prominent visionary eagle spirit in them. Women will tell you, again, and it's my experience, my understanding is I've been studying and developing these processes and developing and understanding these the faces, the four faces, and seeing the eagle representation of the queen of the air, even just as now the literal eagle, and soaring and the vision and spiritual, and being sensitive even to the spirit that a woman naturally has. It's so powerful. She is blessed. And a woman also, it's really interesting how if you study the eagle, they are very loyal. They will mate for life. When they come together, a male and female eagle, they are mates for life. They're one of the few birds that mate for life. There are different animals on the animal kingdom in the world that don't mate for life. They have different mates, but the eagle, it's very powerful and special. So again, understanding that God chose that Father, Papa, our God chose Queen of the Air as one of his faces. There is purpose in that. That is very purposeful and very distinct, that face of an eagle. And I will tell you that there's what we call a um, tragic truth. We name it tragic truth about the eagle. The eagle feeds the hungry. Now, it's interesting. That's natural in nature. And then it's funny how we don't think we should be hungry and pursuing things. But yet, that's what God has called us to do. He says, ask, seek, and knock. He is a rewarder of those who are diligently. Those who are diligent, he is rewarder of those diligently seeking him, but it's the heart behind it. Are you hungry? Are you asking, seeking, knocking? Are you willing to do whatever it takes? Are you willing to be diligent in all that you do to get results? The example of the eagle is, look, they feed the hungry. And what I mean by this is kind of a tragic truth about the eagle. especially like the bald eagle. I've done a lot of study of the bald eagle, and when they have about 3 to 4 eggs, and hatchlings, they'll usually hatch anywhere from 3 to 4 will come out. And what's interesting is that often only one will survive. The one that puts his head up the highest and says, feed me, I'm hungry, and is crying, that's the one they feed. They go get food and they come back, and that's the one they feed. The one that's reaching up and saying, me. And so it's a tragic truth, but it's real that the other ones die off because they don't express and don't go after it. They aren't expressing how hungry they are and that they want food. They want food. They want food. So if they don't have that hunger and that expression, they die off. It's interesting because oftentimes, again, with the eagle, only one survives out of 3 or 4 that may be hatched and 3 or 4 that may have been born. They feed the hungry. And so it's powerful because you've got to feed the hunger. You've got to create the hunger and know what you want in the vision of who you are as a person, and then go create it. But you got to design it and be willing to talk about it first. And you can create a powerful understanding of who you are. If you say, well, I'm more of the person that just does the grind, steady every day. I'm like an ox. Or, hey, I'm a lion. I'm going to take massive action. We need the visionary. You need the visionary in you. That's the power too of even men, as you get married and date and get married and have one flesh with your wife. That's our target and our goal for you as a single man. You've got to learn and understand the power of having women in your life and knowing and connecting with a woman that becomes your one flesh, your wife, and how powerful that is to have that extra influence of the eagle, the queen of the air, and that visionary person that has deeper and greater discernment. But you too, it's in you, man. But we have to bring it forth. We have to nurture that and feed it for it to come forth. And you've been trying to kill it and squash it. Well, no, that's feminine, to be sensitive and loving and to have, a mind of monogamy or one mate for life. I don't know. Yeah, that's probably why you're single. But if you make room and space for her, the queen of the air, in yourself, even as a part of your identity, and know that it's very valuable to have that visionary. And by the way, she is not a wimp. The bald eagle, the queen of the air, the eagle is the top of the food chain for the bird and predatory world. She is the top of the food chain to where she does not look back. Nope, no looking back. It's a powerful thing about the eagle. No looking back. Just looking towards the target, the goal, the future, and she flies towards the storm. Many of you fly away from the storm, but she knows she has what it takes. She has confidence to fly towards the storm. So this week, today, I've got to get ready to go. I've got an appointment. Let's see if they're ready and on standby yet. Where are they? Mr. Nathan Kinsinger, are you ready? We have got to know, by the way, that who we are and have the strength and confidence to be able to fly towards the storm. Do you? Do you have that understanding? Do you have that ability to fly towards the storm? The confidence, the strength, the vision of what's going to happen when you go towards that? Because here's the thing, and I'll end with this. The eagle is very confident, very powerful, doesn't shrink back. That's our verse, by the way, for this year in 2026. Can you embrace it with me? Can you please go after it with me? Because this is such a powerful verse, and I want you to walk it out in your life. Where did my notes go? Oh, yeah, 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For I am not giving the spirit of fear. I am not giving you anything that would cause you to shrink back. I'm actually going to give you power, love, and self-discipline, mastering those emotions." 3 things he gives us: not fear, not shrinking back. And the eagle doesn't shrink back. She flies towards the storm. And here's the thing instinctually about the eagle. She flies towards the storm. And right before she hits the storm, There where storms, the outer edge of the storm where the hot and cold air meets, she'll hit that pocket. And instinctually, she knows that she will soar and fly above the storm. She does not shrink back. She's the queen of the air, top of the food chain. So she does not look back when she's hunting and going after her target. All of the birds look back to make sure as they're going to get their prey, they're not getting eaten by a larger bird. It's crazy, right? What can you do to feel that confidence and fly towards the storm, knowing that when you hit that pocket of air, you're going to rise above the storm, soar above it at 10,000 feet? Super powerful. You've got what it takes. Embrace today the eagle. Look for the vision. Look for discernment. Ask Papa, ask Abba. Give me more of that face of the eagle, the understanding of the eagle, that personality trait, that strength that I might be lacking. Give me more. And then study the eagle. Study the eagle and see the strengths of an eagle. And then let that come forth. Be hungry and go after it this week. And be willing to write down your best vision of yourself and your future. It's very powerful when you can do that and envision it, use emotions, and use great description words of what it looks like to walk in your greatest strengths. It takes all four faces to complete you. Today's the eagle. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. And later on, a little bit with Chantel, we're going to talk about the eagle as well. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. Hey, would you do me a favor too? We broke 500. Woo woo! That was our target. We broke it. Subscribers. We have over 500 subscribers now. I didn't look. I think it's 503 or something like that. Super grateful. Would you, if this is beneficial and helpful to you, would you please go on our YouTube channel and hit the subscription button, like it, subscribe, and hit the notification bell when we create content or go live? You'll get to see that. Would you please? Welcome, Canada. Glad you're here. Would you please hit that subscribe button? We are targeting 1,000 subscribers. We want to get it done by the first of the year, by 2026, by January 1st. And when we hit those 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to shave my mustache off. I'm going to look a little bit more Amish, put on some suspenders. We're going to have some fun with it. So that's our target. That's what I'm going to do, the challenge. So can you tell others too as well about our channel and how we're bringing some useful content? The Amish Matchmakers are here to help you find love, make it epic, and create a powerful, amazing legacy rooted in faith and freedom. You are worthy of finding a godly spouse. You're worthy of having an epic marriage. We're here to bless you and help you, and we're going to give you all of our strategies and skills that we have. And all we ask is that you would hit that subscribe button because it matters, and more people will get to see it, see the content, see the information. God bless you. I got to jump on to my next appointment with a client. Have a great day. Go subscribe. Thank you.